pleasure, friends, and welcome back to the Banter show. And we're joined with my good friend Cara Malone and the main man himself, Brian Smyth from the NIPSA Union. And we're going to talk about a big charity job that's coming up. But here's warm in here, isn't it?
It is indeed. It is indeed.
It is warm. You know it's coming, friends. There it goes. Look at that for a shot. Just near took the head of him. So tell us all about, Cara, tell us about this charity event. It's big now. It's a real big one, isn't it?
It is, and we're hoping that it'll be well supported. Tony, we're a group of trade union officials in the health service, NIPSA, and last year we went to Calais and we brought over three van loads of aid over to the people in Calais.
I thought you were going to say you brought a load of fags back to Newry from.
No,
sorry,
we missed out on that opportunity. There's plenty in Newry doing that.
Oh,
we didn't jump on that bandwagon.
No.
We decided to jump on a different bandwagon, and we decided we're kind of community spirited people, as most of the trade union movement are.
Yeah.
And we decided, right, what would our next project? We heard about this project of orphanage in Malawi, which Brian will tell you more about. But it's for all girls, but there's outlying villages that have no water. So we're hoping to bring wells.
Brilliant.
Bring wells to the people and to bring solar lamps to the children in the areas, which helps with their education because they've no access to electricity. But our main project is to put an extension on this already established orphanage for these girls. And it's for a healthcare facility.
Right. For
the children and people of that area. Brian will explain a wee bit more just in terms of we're in Malawi and the benefits of it, etc. So he's not from Newry now, so the riser business may have gone over his head.
I don't know about
not
that.
over mine. I'm a Newry woman born and bred. Brian's a bit of a bits of this and bits of that, so the riser thing may not, but a lot of people in Newry will know him because he is the vice chair of the Armagh County Board. So if any of you are looking for all Ireland tickets, this is the man that'll get them.
Well, a lot of the Armagh County Board and all the players and all their fans, they would know Razor. A few of them would know me.
Oh, they would.
So a big Razor to our friends across the water, that way. Across the water. Well, a big shout out to all, the Bishop especially. Mary Mucker, the Bishop, Paddy McNamee. So
I'll pass that mention on.
I'm sure you will, Brian. Brian, welcome onto the Banter show.
Thanks very much.
Pleasure to be here. And you too, Cara.
Thank
welcome
you.
Onto the show.
Thank you.
So this is very interesting. So you're going to Malawi.
Yep. Essentially, we learned about a young woman from Scotland, 21 years of age, touring the world, and her grandfather left her an inheritance. And remarkable that she decided she was going to build an orphanage. So for 5 years, she's now 26 years of age, she looks after what she describes as 34 angels in the orphanage. And she has outreach work to 400 other people. So we've been involved over the last couple of years with great support from O'Neill's, the Gaelic clothing people in Strabane, in terms of making some donations of clothing to the kids. And if I can bear with me, I'll tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
We sent them over some O'Neill's gear. They had a shirt, pair of shorts and a socks. And the kids all ran a couple of 100 yards away into the tall grass to change. And as they're running back, they all had their arm in the air. And everybody was kind of going, what? They came back with the socks. Had no idea what to do with them. Now it's laughable, but at the same time, that was the first new things they'd ever owned in their entire lives.
That's incredible.
So they literally have nothing, despite the best help and assistance from around the world. The corruption and the arguments and the fights, which we don't want to get into.
No, we'll be here for about 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah,
and that's only the start of it.
Well, they're still left alone. So we then decided we would go. We went to Calais. We put out a call. We had phenomenal support from a list of people. Patrick McCann from Simply Fruit. We rang a lad, Liam Corrigan, owns Corrigan's Van here. Hello Liam, my name's Brian Smyth. We're going to Calais. Can you help us? Yes, Brian. Here's a transit van and here's a minibus.
Good man, Liam. Fair play to you.
Free.
Honest to goodness.
So the story goes on and it's too long to tell, but we have written about that and we're published in the next NIPSA News as a big thank you to a series of people who got involved in that. It kind of pricked our consciences, and I think we're in the middle of a midlife crisis, and instead of buying a stupid sports car, we're just going to give a wee bit back. So we're embarking upon a massive fundraising effort. We're looking at £20,000 plus. It's going to cost us £15,000 to build the extension to the medical centre. it's going. We then want at least £5,000 to look at a number of other projects.
Right.
We're in touch with the Irish government foreign affairs. We're in touch with the British foreign affairs, and we're trying to plot a course in terms of what's most needed. Now, there's a bit of us are just going to jump into a jeep, drive out to a village, meet the chief, have a bit of a ceremony, and do something. We might not know what. I met a friend of mine at the weekend who his business is in Zambia, and he said, consider, and it's the first time we thought it, consider buying them a big generator, light the whole village up. So there's that sort of possibilities for us out there. At the moment, we have a number of initiatives. We have buy a brick for a minimum of £1, and again, the wee story behind that is if a group of people buy a lot of bricks, we'll ask them to take a photograph. On the back of the photograph, we want to write a wee message to the people of Malawi from the Irish people. Here's why we've done this. I can nearly cry. We bring that with us. We share the story with them. And then we're going to ask the people out there to help us build a time capsule. And we're going to bury it in the foundations. So that'll be there for, we only launched this on Friday unofficially. And we've literally had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bricks sold. So by the end of the process, and basically what it is, a picture, you scribble your name in the brick, you're in the foundations in Malawi forever.
That's nice.
And hopefully that'll be, it's our way of sharing with them and leaving something behind us forever. So the intention is end of August we head out. We need to each raise individually £1,500 each, because we're very clear there has to be, if I'm asking you for £1, it's either for me to get me there to carry out the tasks, or you're going into the bigger fundraising kitty.
Right.
So, which we all have an individual responsibility. Collectively, we're supporting each other to the hilt.
Yeah.
We've a couple more initiatives. A wee band going to be playing. A local lad is doing a gig for us. We've a traditional gig in one of the bars. We're going to ask people to donate clothes that we're not going to take with us because we can't. We're going to sell them and then make money, with the aspiration being that we get enough to cover us. And that's as far as we've got in terms of the project, but in our heart and souls, I suppose, we recognise we're not going to leave this behind.
Yeah.
We're actually engaging, we're getting ourselves ready psychologically and emotionally.
Yeah.
Because when you walk out there and there's 50 children scrambling at you because they've never seen the colour of your skin, or they've never had the bag of sweets that we produce. The other thing I meant to say was we intend bringing 1,000 gifts out. We'll all carry each in suitcases. Things like a kite, something stupid. They've never seen this. They just literally have never seen this. They're well cared for, looked after extremely well, but it's the basics, because that's all they can afford. So we bring a little light relief. Maybe I've asked for some footballs. The Gaelic Association in Armagh for the Cali trip were phenomenal in their response, and we don't expect anything less.
Yeah.
We've talked to our rugby counterparts in there with balls, all sorts of gifts and things coming. But for us, essentially, it's about money. We need the cash to go out and deliver.
Yeah, because cash is king in all these projects at the end of the day. And I like the thought of the Buy a Brick campaign. Our own friends in the Gateway, that's how they built their club back then. But the buying of a brick, it doesn't seem a lot. There's a £1 for a brick. But you've bought that brick.
Yes.
It brings it that more. It makes it that little bit more personal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That you've actually bought that and it's out there. Excellent. So
can I just finish?
Of course,
Sorry to interrupt you, but the last part, which I feel is very, very important for us, I have no issue with all the persons who go out and build and come back home. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Our idea is not to do that. Our idea is to go out and give the direction and support, but leave the money in the country so that the locals can build it. Which means for us, for the next 3 months, there's a wage coming into the community. They're spending their money in the community, and they're growing and developing together. We want to leave behind some sort of legacy that sees them pulling themselves up by the straps of their boots, if you like, as opposed to done for you, see ya.
Yeah.
And as I say, I have no qualms with what other people do, but as trade unionists, we felt it was important that they build, they take ownership, they maintain, they know. One of the other things we're hoping to do is bicycles are a form of a taxi out there. It's literally a bicycle with a bit of a seat in the back of it. If we can negotiate the right deal where we can get a community to take responsibility of a bicycle, that's collectively money for the community. On a cooperative shared basis, somebody utilises the bike 24/7, but the money all goes back in again. So it's kind of wee things like that we want to look and make sure that when we come away, they've something left. And hopefully they'll never forget us, and certainly we won't forget them.
It's just amazing, like the smallest things that really You're on about the socks. They didn't know what to do with the socks, and they've no running water. You think of every house around this country has running. We go in and turn the tap. Now, our friends in the south, they're battling, and rightly so, you know.
Yes.
But
Even the right.
it's just incredible. You know, when you say they've nothing, they really have nothing. They've nothing.
When we talk about nothing, you say, I've only a couple of pounds left in my purse, I've got the heat in the house, I've got food in the cupboard, I've got my clothes, and I'm driving down the street. When they say nothing, they have nothing.
They mean nothing.
I think you were going to talk about the Rights to
Just
Water.
the Right to Water campaign in the south are fully supportive of us. We're in talks with them in terms of them helping us with some fundraising down there. I met them recently at a group of us travelled up to the big, huge march that there was across Dublin.
Yeah.
In terms of the refusing to pay for what, you know, it's a human, you know, water is a human right.
It's a human right,
It's a human right, so they're fully supportive of us and going to help us with some fundraising initiatives.
Oh, that's
because
good.
Their tagline is, water is a human right, and they don't limit that to their own country. They believe it's a global strapline that water is a human right.
I mean, water can be transported through pipes. I don't know why they can't put pipes to the like of Africa or these places, you know. It is ridiculous. They do it here, they do it in England. I know they do it in America. Huge, big, you know, continent. So if they can pipe water in America, they'll pipe it anywhere else. I thought of it.
I suppose, again, and we don't want to touch on it because it's a political issue, but it's in terms of what do the power brokers of a country want? And if it is about looking after your people, well, capitalism rules the world, so we're not going to wake up in the morning and expect somebody to give away to someone. So that leaves the door open for the likes of us and others who will go and give a little back. You know, we're all sitting comfortably. Just give a wee bit back to them.
So you will actually be going out to Malawi?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Will you need the malaria shots, or you need all that then? Because it's, you know, it's still a wild enough place, isn't it?
We have a number of obstacles to overcome. The first obstacle, I suppose, is we need a cameraman to come and video the whole thing. Don't know if you're available.
Hint, hint.
Have you got a presenter?
The presenter would be very welcome too. You have to raise your own money, but that would be some crack, lads.
Mickey, we're going to Malawi.
And I tell you,
the Banter show.
It would be.
Razor.
Could you imagine coming back to the town hall and having an exhibition of the Banter show in Malawi? I think it's a magical idea.
It could be a good one. We could be talking about this. It could be very serious, and I could get my solar panel charged up, so it's all good. That's what it's all about. But you've also touched on the solar lighting.
Yes.
Which will work in a country like that. This country, it'll work, but it won't work the best.
No.
But that country.
70% of Malawians do not have electricity. Over 70%.
That's incredible, isn't it?
We done a little research in terms of a project that was undertaken. For £5 you can buy a solar lamp. Now £5 to us genuinely is just throwaway. To them, that's a month's wage. So if we're able to look at buying solar lamps, we can then enhance children's education, because when it drops dark, they've nothing to read. Exactly. We solar lamp will help them read. My friend who works in Zambia said, big generator, light up the whole village. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
The people have been very, very generous to date. We expect nothing less, because they just, I can't describe to you. We were overwhelmed when we went for the Cali trip, and we did it all in a matter of a week and a half.
Wow.
We know we're going to be overwhelmed again. We know we're going to have hit our targets and beyond. And essentially, the world's our oyster. We have meetings with the commissions and with the foreign officers. We'll be looking for what is the government initiatives, what is the best place, how to, where to, and then we make our own mind up. The advantage we have is no one's directing us, or we're a collective group of people, and we'll decide. So if we get up one morning and say we're going to drive out there into the bush and we're going to a remote village, we'll go and do that. And if we come up with a conclusion that this would help them to assist themselves to get, that's what we'll do. And I think that's the release for us, so we can just literally collect the money. Every pound, if you give me £1 now, that goes into Malawi. It doesn't go into administration. We won't be spending any of our money in terms of getting there. That's completely separate.
That's a good thing, because you know there's a lot of these charities out there, it's admin and sundries and all that. That's a good point, Brian.
And I don't knock the charities, because they have to have, but clearly up to, there's a significant proportion of your pound could go to up to, and I didn't quote the figure, but a substantial amount of it, because you've got a building, you've got your rent, the tax to pay, your salaries. We're taking our time, and we're not trying to be martyrs here, we just wanted to make a distinct point. We're taking our time out of our annual leave, we're giving of our time out there, and not a shilling that you give us, unless we specifically say to you, this is me raising my individual money to get there. It's all straight into the pot. and it'll pay
Excellent.
wages and develop things. And
you're actually you're actually learning the people of Malawi then how to build.
Yeah.
So they're going to know, hey, this is all you do.
Yes.
You know, we can build ourselves then.
Yes.
So
And
it's a
then
knock-on effect to it, and
Yes.
it's a good knock-on effect, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
You know?
brilliant.
So what dates are we talking about then?
We're talking about the 17th of August, flights permitting. We literally had our programme of events planned out, and we had it in our heads until I met this lad on Sunday, and he said, because he's in Zambia, the neighbouring country, don't go that way, go this way, it's cheaper. Essentially, we have to look at that, because if we spend an extra £1 of someone's money, we would have a difficulty.
It's a brick less, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're not going. There's no trims for us. It's get on a plane, get there as cheaply as we can to do what we are hoping to do. So end of August, there's around the timetable has to be exactly tied down, but it's get out to the orphanage, see the kids. And then part of us is looking forward to meeting chiefs of the different tribes or villages, do a wee ceremony with them, tell them about our Irish friends and what they've done and why we're here, and share a few stories, and then hopefully change the world. One quick story I wanted to tell you. Last year, the lads, and this is really what I think changed it for a lot of us. Last year, the lads were in Malawi. There's this, with a different group that have been going for a few years. They're walking down the street, and there was a young woman, 19 years of age, with her head against the wall, screaming in pain. And of course, through the interpreter, they asked, what's going on there? She's dying of malaria. For £1, they took £1 out of their pocket, the equivalent of, and bought 3 malarian tablets. She's alive today.
Is that serious?
That's the difference.
It's
And I
not
know-
easy.
Yeah. And I don't want to over-dramatise it, but that's literally what the difference you can make to a person's life.
That's
Clean
serious.
water,
For a couple of
malaria
£2,
tablet,
£3.
a net to keep the mosquitoes out at night. It's the simplest of things. And we obviously, somebody's busting to get on this show, we obviously will be able to do things that others have restrictions on. We can only spend our money on this. We know what we can spend our money on is what the people are giving us it for, to enhance the lives of the people in Malawi.
So what events then are coming up now, Cara?
Well, we're hoping to organise things like nights at the races. We have a few traditional nights across the town. I think there's a few local pubs have come on board.
Very good.
To do that, we have, as we talked about, our Buy a Brick campaign. We have some other individuals who do, you know, like Avon and Aloe Vera nights, etc., and they're going to donate all the proceeds into it. So
Brilliant.
as I say, it's only unofficially launched
Right.
at this stage.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's
we're
official now.
hoping-
You're on the Banter show. It's going to be all over the place.
We were hoping that you were going to leapfrog us into the hearts of the people in Newry.
Well, it's done.
And get them on board in terms of, because we've found right across that the people in Newry, they rally behind anything we have
They
ever
do.
done. We have another campaign at the minute that we've literally just launched with a couple of cafes in Newry, and it has taken off on the first cafe that has launched, and it's called the Suspended Coffee Campaign. And again, it's a NIPSA initiative, and it's where Cafe K on Patrick Street and McCooey's on Hill Street have signed up, and we're welcome for other cafes to sign up as well, where you can go in, and if you're buying a coffee and you pay for another coffee, and it's called, you just say, I'll pay for a suspended coffee,
Yeah.
which means that someone who's maybe homeless, maybe hasn't got the price of a cup of coffee, someone in need, someone just down on their luck, can go in at any stage and ask the cafe owner, have you any suspended coffees today?
Well, that's a
Right,
brilliant
it's not limited to a coffee. They can include it. You throw a couple of pound or a pound or whatever you have into the suspended coffee jar, and it just helps out your fellow Newry citizens that
Well,
are
that's
about.
a
They're maybe a
wonderful
wee
thing.
bit down on their luck. Big thing in America, Tony. And we
Cara,
just
they're out
thought
there. They're out
they
there.
absolutely are.
You know it, I know.
And they're our own people.
They are.
They're,
They are.
Do you know what I mean? They're just down on their luck.
Yeah.
And
And hopefully they can get picked up with our bit of luck and maybe help out as well.
Oh, we need.
Absolutely.
You know?
If you, Tony, I just want to make reference to 2 local artists, John Bannon and John McGowan, who are both supporting us extensively with their paintings. They're agreeing to do paintings for us of particular scenarios that people will want. You know, if you said to me, I want you to do a painting of my hat flying across the room, they'll do that for
Yeah.
you. They are literally charging us nothing or minimal, and then you're paying extortionate amounts because you know what it's for.
Yeah.
But everybody wins. The artist
It's a
gets the
win-win.
paint.
That's a win-win.
It is, and we have a few paintings going to auction now at the minute. We also have some hand-carved bowls from Malawi, from
Wow.
the lads in Malawi.
Is that right? Yeah.
Spectacular. You'd swear these people, some of them don't even have the proper tools. They are amazing. I'm only sorry I didn't bring some today to show you, but they are absolutely spectacular.
Wow.
And one lad, Mark Riley from ACDC Signs in Armagh, it's like a wee I don't know what I'm supposed to call that.
An arch.
An arch, thank you. I was
Thanks very
completely
much.
stuck of the 5 big animals. So I shared it with Mark and I said, "Do you want to buy this?" And he said, "How much?" And I said, "I don't know." And he offered to buy a bicycle. Now, that's
Wow.
not worth the bicycle. Do you know what I mean, Tony?
That's
It's just
very,
people
very
saying.
good.
So he'll buy a bicycle for one of the projects that we have, and that's the sort of
I'll
stuff.
tell you
that's
what,
happening.
maybe on a follow-up Banter show coming up, maybe the middle of the year or something, bring in them bits and pieces,
Yes.
the bowls and stuff.
Yes.
Just for us to show. I want to
Yes.
I want to feel them.
You'd need the
I want to
tomato.
see them.
Absolutely
and,
astonishing.
Well, I tell you what, friends, we're kind of running out of time here on the Banter show. But Brian, it's absolutely a pleasure to have you on the
Thank
Banter
you.
show, and you,
Great to
Cara,
be
as
here.
always.
Thank you.
As always.
Thank you very much.
And we'll have a follow-up one maybe in a couple of months. See how you're getting on,
Thank you.
and get it out to our friends if we can get more help going.
Brilliant.
Well, a big shout out to all our friends in NIPSA and all the hospitals, all the trusts all around the place. And from me, Brian and Cara, 2 on the right, 1 on the left, give us an old razor there. We're out of here, razor.
Riser.
I missed that, Isaac.